faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for their daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. Their tears are filling up their glasses, no expression, no expression.
News Melbourne with Peter Mitchell.
Good evening. First, that grim discovery, an elderly woman's remains uncovered by police. A skeleton, all that was left after her body lay in her McKinnon home for up to 2 years. Authorities say the woman had withdrawn from society so deeply that nobody noticed she'd gone. Peter Morris has the story.
This is all that remains of Elsie Brown's 75 years, her run-down and mysterious shopfront home in McKinnon, where her skeleton was discovered by police. Next-door neighbour Tina Mercier raised the alarm by calling authorities who made the shocking discovery of Mrs Brown's skeleton. Her body had been lying in the locked-up home for up to 23 months. Neighbours say Mrs Brown became angry when police were called to her home nearly 3 years ago. Their job to check on her welfare. One neighbouring shopkeeper laying the blame with council.
Even if she didn't want to be disturbed, they should have still been able to say, yeah, she's okay. And even they had to check that up once every 3 months, which is nothing.
Council can only be responsible if it actually knows about the individual, and unfortunately Miss Elsie Brown wasn't known to council. She'd never come to our attention.
No one knew me. Hello teacher, tell me what's my lesson. Look right through me, look right through me. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. The people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Enlarging your world. Mad world.
Well, in recent weeks it's been a sad but familiar story. An increasing number of elderly people have been found alone, dead in their homes. Now, sometimes months, even years have gone by without anyone noticing.
One Australian is doing his bit to stop it from happening. Andrew Heslop is the founder of National Neighbour Day. He joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
Now, National Neighbour Day, tell us what it's all about.
It's about building relationships with the people who live next door to you, people who live across the road from you, people who live behind you, and if you live on a farm, the people in the next property.
As you say, it's taken off like wildfire, which is just fantastic. Is it most in need in the city or the country, do you reckon?
Well, statistics show that people in the country are 3 times more likely to know their neighbours than those of us who live in the city. And I think that's a lot to do with the communities that we're building. We're building these enormous houses with huge front gates and carports. We lock ourselves in, we get in the car, we drive to the mall to do all of our shopping.
Good morning. I'm Richard Adey. You're on ABC Radio National. Welcome to Life Matters. Did you knock on your neighbour's door last Sunday? It was Neighbour Day, a reminder for people to get to know their neighbours, especially those living alone.
Well, what that tells me is the fact that this is being embraced right around the country now.
Every single state premier this year has backed Neighbour Day, which is fantastic for an idea that started off really as a letter to the editor of The Age in 2003. And so it's just amazing to think that this year, from Mackay in Queensland through Rockingham in WA, down to the Surf Coast here in Victoria, that there are communities and councils running out major events to celebrate Neighbour Day, in addition to what we do as individuals.
And we can care about causes, and quite rightly so, like global warming, and be passionate about doing a bit for the environment, but there might be somebody living next door who just needs a bit of a friendly hand extended.
That's right, and there'll be people who are listening to us this afternoon, whether they're on a farm or in town, who really are living by themselves and who perhaps this program is one of their few links to the outside world. And so knocking on the door of that person, leaving your name, leaving your number, saying if there's ever anything I can do for you, please don't hesitate to give me a call, is a great start.
Colin, do you know your neighbours?
Not as well as I'd like to, actually, but yeah, I've decided I was going to host a barbecue this Sunday, and happy to say there's 18 neighbours coming along.
Fantastic. That's such a great story, Colin. Well done. What instigated you to have the barbie?
Well, actually, I think I was motivated by Neighbour Day. I heard about it a few months ago and thought, yeah, that's a good idea, and I'm relatively new to the street, so I thought, what a good idea.
Have you got a website?
There is a website, and Saatchi and Saatchis have donated their time and resources and their creativity to create a television commercial this year, which the ABC is running on ABC One and ABC Two.
Great.
And if you come to neighbourday.org, you can see that campaign, which is fantastic. And it's great that every commercial and public broadcaster in Australia, including the ABC and SBS, have backed Neighbour Day and are running it free of charge.
It's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Enlarging your world. Mad